What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Asylum Commander here. And so, if you're just getting into Last Asylum Plague and you are looking at your roster thinking, okay, which heroes do I actually build? So, this video is for you. Because here's the thing, the game throws a lot at you early. Player versus environment waves, resource bosses, and player versus player start showing up before you even have a proper team together. And the worst thing you can do is spread your resources thin across 10 different heroes chasing whatever looks the coolest. What actually works, especially for free to play, is locking in a small focused code that you can constantly upgrade and actually afford to build. So today I am giving you the best starter team for free to play, walking you through every hero, why they are in the lineup, how to build them, and what to do if you don't have one of them yet. So let's get into it, guys. Alright, first thing first, let me just lay out the 5 heroes we are working with. So you have the full picture before we break each one down. The core lineup is Arthur, Bella, Celia, Claire, and Marlena. I haven't obtained Marlena yet because since it's only 10 days for me to play this game, and I'll obtain this through purchase, and I'm waiting for the weekly pass to obtain the Marlena here. So this is the best lineup ever, and it follows a specific structure that I want to understand because this is not just a random list of strong heroes. There's a strong logic to it. You have got two tanks here. Okay, one is Arthur and second is Bella. You have got one support here, Celia, for utility and economy. You have got one main carry, Claire, yes, for consistent damage, and you have got one flex area of impact effect slot for wave clearing and future swapping. Two tanks, one support, one carry, one flex. That's the formula, guys, and the reason this works is because it covers every phase of early and the mid game content. You are not going to hit a wall because you build too much damage and your team keeps dying. You are not going to get stuck because you went too defensive and can't clear waves fast enough. It's balanced by design. Now, I'll also talk about substitutes later in the video for people who are missing specific heroes. So if you don't have Marlena or Bella yet, stick around because there are solid alternates that can hold the same slots. Okay, let's go hero by hero. Starting with Arthur, and I'm putting him first because honestly, he's the foundation that everything else is built on. Arthur is a UR tank, ultra rare tank. Yes, he is your main frontliner, your primary wall, your anchor, and what makes him so valuable is not just that he is tanky, it's the aura. His kit gives you the whole team a damage reduction buff, so it's not just him soaking hits better. He's making every other hero on your team more survival at the same time. That is massive, especially in a two tank lineup because that aura stacks with Bela's defensive tools and you end up with this layered protection system, and that lets your DPS and support heroes stay alive in content they technically have no business surviving yet. He also deals reliable single target damage, which matters a lot in boss phases where you can't just rely on area of effect to carry you. He's not going to be your top damage dealer, that's not his job, but he's not dead weight either. How did you get Arthur? Ultra rare fragments from a standard summon, and ultra rare shards from long-term sources. He's not locked behind anything crazy. If you're playing consistently and spending your pulls correctly, he is buildable on a free to play schedule. Okay, so how to build him? Keep Arthur at or near your account level cap at all times. Okay, tank stats scale really sharply with levels, so a low level Arthur is significantly weaker Arthur. For gear, your um your long term target is purple plus rarity, stack HP, DEF, and damage reduction lines. That's it. I mean, ignore offensive substats on him early. For skills, prioritize his team damage reduction and taunts tool first. The raw damage skills can wait. Okay, the practical rule I follow: Arthur should almost always be your best geared hero. Full stop. Yep. Every extra point of mitigation on him is protecting four other slots. Invest accordingly. Okay, guys. Next up, Bella. Yes, your second tank and honestly one of the most underrated picks in the game for free to play specifically. Bella is an SSR tank and here's why perfect for free to play. Her fragments are available in Alliance shop. Yes guys, that means she's not dependent on luck. If you are in the active alliance, logging in daily and spending your alliance currency correctly, you can build Stella astutely and over predictable over time. No gacha RNG involved. Okay, see 30 shards available for Bella here, and her main job is reducing damage from player versus environment monsters. That's her specialty, and the way she synergizes with Arthur is exactly why you run them together. Okay, Arthur cuts incoming damage from for the whole team generically. Bela specifically reduces damage from monster in player versus environment modes. Stack those two effects together and you have got this layered survivability that makes boss fight and long wave content dramatically more manageable. Especially, especially when your damage dealers are not fully geared yet. Okay, so how we building? Let's talk about building Bella. Okay, keep her slightly behind Arthur in labels if resources are tight. Okay, Arthur gets priority for gear. She can run the second best tank pieces. Some stat priorities though: HP, DEF, damage, reduction. For skills, focus on her passive and abilities that boost survivability and player versus environment damage reduction. Okay, that's her whole identity in this comp. And seriously, if you're not in an active alliance yet, make that your first priority after watching this video. The alliance swap is one of the most important F2P resource in the game, and Baylor's fragments are exactly the kind of long-term investment you want to be making there. Alright, sounds good. Okay, moving on to the Celia, your starting SSR support and honestly one of the sneakiest important hero in the whole team. Here's the thing about Celia that new players often miss. She is not just a combat unit, she is an economy unit. Her kit includes a boost to resources gained when you're defeating resources and allied monsters in player versus environment, and in a game where your long-term power is completely gated by farming materials. That bonus compounds enormously over days and weeks of consistent play. So think about it way if it we I mean sorry my bad about this way. Every farming session where Celia is in your lineup, you are getting slightly more out of it than you would without her. That might sound small, but over the course of the month, that's significant advantage in materials, gears, and upgrades. In combat, she is not liability either. She deals respectable damage for support, which helps her early on when your main DPS is still underbuilt and you need every little bit of output you can get. So for building Celia, keep her at main squad level, don't fall behind, but don't overinvest compared to Claire and Marlena either. She doesn't need your best gear, give her leftover purple pieces with ATK and utility stats. For skills, prioritize the passive that amplifies resource rewards first, then her main damage contribution. And the key thing, Celia should stay in your farming squad even after you unlock flashier, more powerful heroes. Okay, her economic contribution is too valuable to bench. Yes, now let's talk about Claire, your primary carry and honestly one of the most well-rounded heroes in the game. Claire is an SSR damage dealer with really interesting kit because she's not just DPS, she also functions as a secondary support through her damage buff. Specifically, she boosts the attack output of the three highest attack values on your team, and with proper gearing that usually covers Claire herself, Marlena, and whatever third DPS or flex unit you are running. So she is amplifying the damage of your whole damage dealing core just by being on the field. That's really efficient skill for a carry. On top of that, she has a skill that summon a massive area of effect sword and that hits all enemies in range. So she can function as your boss, DPS and your wave killer depending on situation. That versatility is a big part of why she is in this lineup. So building Claire, keep her at top level with your main squad. Says code, not optional. Okay, for gear, purple plus rarity, 80k, crit chance, crit damage, uh, all offensive stats. She needs the damage to make her buffs as strong as possible. For skills, upgrade the damage buff and big area of effect sword skill first. Secondly, uh, secondly, skills can wait. The other thing worth nothing. I mean, yes, really nothing because her buff skill with the number of strong stackers on your team clearly stays relevant and useful even as you are start rotating in more premium damage dealers later in the game. She doesn't become irrelevant the second you get a better carry. Okay, she makes every carry around her better. Now, and now Marlena, the flex AoE slot and the one hero in this lineup that technically cost money. So let me give you the full picture here. Marlena is ultra rare AoE nuker available um, in the first top up pack for roughly $1, and from a pure performance per cost standpoint, she is one of the best value purchases in the entire game. Her kit is built around wiping out groups of enemies fast. She trivializes early and mid game wave content, speeds up daily killers significantly, and in longer fights, her repeated AoE cast stacks serious damage on bosses that have add spawns. In a lot of lineups, she effectively becomes a primary damage source while Claire provides buffs and supplementary DPS. Now, if you're playing strict free to play and not spending anything, Malena is just a reference point. She shows you what a strong AoE